The zipper install process is the same with or without the guard. Start on the left side of the top as worn. Place the zipper and optional guard 3/8 inch from the top of the collar, right side down, along the cut and interfaced center line. For this step, you can choose to use the presser tape to additionally secure the zipper, pin or clip down the length of the cut line. Sew down the length of the zipper with a longer 3.0 stitch length. Personally, I find it easier to sew with the zipper on top. For the left side of this top, that means sewing from the bottom of the basted rectangle up to the top of the zipper guard or teeth. Use either a zipper foot or shift your needle to the left and sew approximately 3/8 inch from the center line. Take your time and move slowly, using the marks on your presser foot to keep the stitch line as straight as possible. Once the first side of the zipper is sewn, mark where the collar seam hits on the opposite side of the zipper tape. Unzip. If using presser tape, peel the paper now. Align the mark with the unsewn seam of the collar. Pin or clip down the length of the zipper. With the zipper on top, sew from the top of the teeth to the corner of the basted rectangle with a 3.0 stitch length. Sew the same distance from the teeth as you did on the first side of the zipper. Take your time and pause to move the zipper pull out of the way. Sew the full length of the zipper, catching the zipper stop. Once both sides of the zipper have been installed, flip the reef right side out to verify that you can see 1/2 inch of the zipper stop. Flip up the bottom of the sweatshirt to expose the triangle from the bottom of your basted rectangle. Stitch a straight line directly on top of your previously basted line, catching the triangle, zipper, and zipper stop if being used. Keep the guard out of the way. If using optional twill tape or a fabric strip to conceal the zipper tape edge, pin it to the right side of the zipper. You'll sew directly on top of the previous stitch line. If not using the optional zipper guard, repeat on the other side of the zipper. If choosing to finish the end with a finishing stitch or serger, do so now. Be sure to catch the zipper stop and guard if using. The inner collar can be attached as one step or two. For this video, we'll break it into 2 parts. Pin and sew the inner collar to the top, aligning at the middle back and center front. The raw edges of the inner and outer collar will align at the center. Sew around the collar seam with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. If using a serger for this step, use a straight stitch for the 1 inch before or after the zipper. Fold the inner collar over the outer collar. The zipper guard and zipper will be sandwiched in between the 2 collars. With the finished inner collar bottom edge folded 3/8 inch to the wrong side, align the folded edge to the outer collar seam. Repeat on the other side. Sew down the center line with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Be sure to keep the bottom edge of the folded inner collar turned up as you sew. Again, notice the first 1 inch before or after the zipper are sewn with a straight stitch. This allows us to clip the corners to minimize bulk. Flip the inner collar down right side out as worn. There are multiple methods to finish the inner collar. You can find tutorials on the Greenstyle YouTube page with multiple options. Turn the finished edge of the collar under, sew around the inner collar seam to secure the collar down. I've sewn mine by hand with a slip stitch for an invisible finish. Using pressure tape on the wrong side of the optional twill tape or zipper tape in addition to pins to hold the zipper, tape, and main fabric together can be helpful in stabilizing for top stitching. Top stitch up one side of the zipper, optionally sew around the top of the collar, and down the other side with a 3.5 stitch length. It can be a good idea to hand crank over the seam line to avoid dragging the line. Be sure to catch the optional twill tape that is concealing your zipper tape.